Hello, my dear little friends. What I do have with me today is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's the biggest, the most expensive, the most premium, the top class of the latest generation of iPhones Apple introduced just a couple of months ago. So in that video, let's go quickly through the phone, through the changes, through a quick comparison versus the previous generation iPhone 14 and try to reach a conclusion. Let's make a start. Sometimes the things, the devices, the products, for example, some classic models of cars look sort of boring because each generation after each generation doesn't change too much, does not change significantly, just introduces a little nice upgrades, a little nice improvements, but nothing too drastic. Apple is turning into something like that. The 15th generation versus the 14th generation, the 14th versus the 13th generation didn't really introduce any majestic, any drastic, any significant changes in the iPhone devices. But every little thing, every little change in the generations leads to a bigger change that just goes together. So that's the case with iPhone. It just works. Me personally, I don't need huge changes. I don't need drastic innovations. I just love that this thing works. I love that it connects without any hassle with my MacBook, with my iPad, with my Apple Watch, with my other devices. So that's cool for the iPhone. It just works. Now, moving on to the changes that we see in the 15th generation versus the 14th generation, for example. I'm using iPhone 14 Pro, by the way. I'm filming with it at the moment, so you're not going to see it. But I don't want to make an upgrade. And in this video, sort of it would be also designated to why I don't want to make an upgrade for 14 Pro. The changes here are four. Mainly the design, the CPU, the hardware, the camera here, the camera right here, and the USB-C port. Nothing drastic. I told you, if you didn't already know, that's Apple in 2023. That's what Apple is going to be in the future as well. 15th generation now uses titanium as a material to produce the phone. It looks premium, it looks nice. That's how it looks like, by the way. And it comes in 4 different colors when it comes to 15 Pro Max. 4 different colors, you can check them everywhere. I'm not going to show them to you in this video. The cameras here, they stand out from the main body just a bit, similar to iPhone 14 generation, but they look a bit more natural, a bit more organic. They fit a bit more the overall body of the phone compared to the 14th generation. So that's cool. The cameras are still big, they're still huge. At the end of the day, that's 14 Pro Max, that's the latest and the most expensive premium device of Apple when it comes to iPhones. And if you go for this one, if you go for this specific model, you need to have a genuine need to go for it. For example, if you make YouTube videos, if you shoot any other type of content, if you are into video editing or stuff like that, if you are into heavy processing power. Otherwise, you don't really need that expensive and premium phone with everything it's packed. When I mention the camera, the first main change is the 5 times optical zoom compared to the 3 times optical zoom we've seen in iPhone 14 Pro, for example. That's good, that's really nice. You can find quite a lot of sample photos, sample videos online to see the change between the 3 times optical zoom, 5 times digital zoom, and 5 times optical zoom that you now get with the 15 Pro Max. The USB-C port at the bottom shows that this is the first generation of iPhone that comes with a USB-C port. This is something that the European Commission pretty much made Apple to do. So their devices, their iPhones actually, are compatible with all the other singular type of devices, type of cables that the other brands make, produce and sell in Europe. Already the MacBook, by the way, the iPad come with USB-C port already. So it was high time for the iPhone to come with a USB-C as well. Of course, all the cables, especially if you are buying iPhones from generations now, all the cables, lightning cables we all have at home are now redundant sort of, but if you go for like 1.5 or 2000 euro, 1.5 or $2,000 for such a phone, buying a USB-C cable shouldn't be a worry for you. The weight of the phone, the 15 Pro Max, actually is 19 grams less than the weight of iPhone 14 Pro Max. This one is 221 grams versus 240 grams of the 14 Pro Max, which pretty much was quite similar to the weight of a can with a drink. But the design, the weight like distribution makes it really nice in the hand, in the wrist. It doesn't make your wrist go tired. You can use it as long as you want. At least these are my observations so far. All iPhone 15 devices from the 15th generation come with a dynamic island. Dynamic island is something that we've seen introduced last year with iPhone 14 Pro. Now it comes with iPhone 15, 15 Plus, iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max. All of them have this little dynamic island here, and I'm sure you all pretty much already know what it is about. But anyways, I will show you here. For example, if I start a timer, I get details about the timer here, and I can sort of see it, I can sort of control it. If I listen to music, I can also make some controls here at the top from the dynamic island, so it's really handy. The other change is the action button here. I'm sure you know from all the previous generations of iPhone, this was a slide button. You slide it up or back for silent, for mute or unmuting your iPhone. Now it's a button. The action button is a button like all the other ones here. Of course, if you press and hold it, or press and hold it again, it does exactly the same thing as all the previous generations. It mutes or unmutes your phone, but you can assign a bunch of other actions to the button. It may start or stop the torch, the flashlight in the back. It can also start the camera, take a photo, start a video, or start a shortcut you make, including you can launch ChatGPT from here if you have the plan there, the premium plan, and you can make conversation with ChatGPT directly from that phone, directly from your phone, and directly with this button. So that was it pretty much. That's the review of the 15 Pro Max. Nothing major, nothing drastic, nothing huge compared to the 14 Pro Max, for example, or the 14 Pro. The processor, of course, it's better. It's A17 Pro here. iPhone 15 and 15 Plus come with A16 processor, and iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Plus come with A17 Pro. So the processor is improved, the camera is improved, including the portrait mode. It's improved. The automated portrait mode works like a charm. And pretty much these are the biggest changes. The display, of course, it's as cool as all the previous ones we know from the 14th generation. It has very high maximum brightness. Of course, you can use it under direct sunlight, but not for that long because it may overheat. Anyways, if you are under very intense bright sunlight, you can use it for some time to check something, to watch something, but don't leave it at maximum brightness for too long. That was it, guys. I hope the video review of the 15 Pro Max, iPhone 15 Pro Max, was useful for you. You liked it, give it a like, subscribe for my channel. If you have any questions, give them in the comments section below. If you have 14 Pro or 14 Pro Max and are in doubt whether you are going to upgrade, share your thoughts in the comments. If you already have the 15th generation, let me know what you like, what you dislike about your phone, again in the comments. Or if you have another phone and are on the market to buy your first iPhone, the 15th generation is the way to go, I would say, without any worry, without any doubt. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye and see you next time.